nature of Al Ain. It's very abstract photos of different elements of the nature, like camel skin, camel body, like desert, mountain, the elements of the nature. And I try to print it, produce it in a very old technique because of the environment that will be installed in. And also the installation of the work, it was very done by very natural way, like using rope and using sandbags, just to to blend in the environment of the fort. I don't want to make it different, so I wanted to blend with the fort. So yeah, so these photos are mostly from all of them are from Al Ain, and I went around Al Ain in the last 6 months, photographing different skin animals, like trees, water, mountain, and I then process the photos and in a very old technique.
I was a kid, and I remember the paddles were put in a cross like this, and they were tied with the same ropes like this. And it was so impressive. Of course, the paddles were like 7 meters long or something like that, but it was so impressive for me. And it's amazing because actually when you enter the museum there, it's hanged on up there, so you look at it from down and you see the whole thing. It's really impressive. So this is an image that kept on my head. I never forgot it until I was like thinking of how to most of my work is like I think of issues and social issues, like especially the immigration and how we move from one place to the other and why. So for me, is like the sun boat is supposed to take you from this life to the other life. So it's a kind of immigration. So also in this life, we move from the north to the south, and from the south to the north, always after a better life, after bread, after food. So what is better than the paddle that we use for the ovens to replace the paddles for the boats, to give the meaning that I want to talk about. So when I saw these paddles 2 times in a row in 1 month, once of course it was in my head, but it was not like as clear. But when I saw it the first time, that was in Marseille, the second time was in Morocco, I was like, this is exactly what I want to use, and I start searching for them. I collect some of them, and then I found it's impossible to have them, so I kept looking for the guy who is doing it, and I found one very old guy, and he started doing some of them. So there's some original ones here, and some were made specially for this, and I started building the whole structure, actually I was hoping that this work can be also seen at night, because I believe that with 4 we worked at night when we were doing it. With 4
you can
beautiful one spotlights, we're going to have all these shadows on the floor that will create something like a kind of this dervish dancer.
So this is one of my installation, and in my site specific work I usually try to create a dialogue with the architecture of the space and my painted vocabulary. And so I'm working usually with 2 opposite things, like idea of life or death, or beauty or violence, or even informally, if you see, there are very abstract kind of mark making, but then I combine them together with very carefully drawn images of foliage or leaves which are representing life or hope, which is coming out of red color, which appear in my work in after post 9/11.